Tennis, German top seed commends hosting of PH Women's Open. Manila, German number 1 seed Tatiana Maria praised the organizers of the Philippine Women's Open on Tuesday night, expressing satisfaction at how the inaugural tournament was being conducted. The Philippine Women's Open, is super nice. I think that everybody agrees with me that the tournament seems to have existed for years. It is so well organized, said Maria after dispatching Frenchwoman Leolia Jean 7-6, 7-5, 6-4 in the first round at the RAVES Memorial Tennis Center. It is super good, hey? Everyone is super kind, she added. The 38-year-old received a warm welcome from the Filipino fans at the venue, which Maria also appreciated. Of course, the crowd has been amazing from the first day. The RAVES Memorial Tennis Center, is completely full, which is why I think players like me find it nice to play here, the world number 42 said. Maria had to dig deep against Jean, though this did not surprise the veteran. I knew it was going to be a tough match because I have played her already a few times. She is a strong player, too, she said after the 23-minute showdown. The conditions were also challenging because it was also humid, so we were both sweating a lot. A semi-finalist in Wimbledon in 2022, Maria is hopeful of a deep run in the competition. As of posting, she is facing Tatiana Prozorova of Russia for a place in the quarterfinals. Prozorova eliminated Filipina wildcard Becky and Imana 6-1, 6-0 also Tuesday night. Tennis, German top seed commends hosting of PH Women's Open. The first thing the German top seed noticed was not the humidity, nor the unfamiliar bounce of the hard court under her shoes. It was the sound, not the sharp crack of racket meeting ball, that was universal, but the applause. It arrived early, generous and unfiltered, echoing across the stadium even during warm-ups. In Manila, tennis was not just being watched, it was being welcomed. As the Philippine Women's Open unfolded under a bright tropical sky, the tournament became more than a stop on the professional calendar. It became a meeting point between cultures, ambitions, and the shared language of sport. And at its center stood the tournament's top seed from Germany, a seasoned campaigner who had played on courts across Europe, Asia, and the Americas, yet found something refreshingly distinct in the Philippines. "This tournament is hot," she said after her opening round victory, sweat still glistening on her brow, racket resting against her leg. "You feel that the people here genuinely care about the players." A warm welcome beyond the court. From the moment she arrived, the German star sensed that this was not a routine event. Volunteers greeted players with smiles that lingered longer than protocol required. Local organizers moved with the efficiency of professionals but the warmth of hosts welcoming guests into their own homes. Transportation ran smoothly. Practice courts were meticulously maintained. Hydration stations brimmed with ice-cold water, a blessing in the Southeast Asian heat. These details, often invisible when done right, formed the backbone of a tournament that understood what players needed to perform at their best. "In many places, you feel like you're just passing through," she noted. "Hey, you feel looked after." That care extended beyond logistics. Young Filipino players watched practices from the stands, eyes wide, notebooks in hand. Some asked for autographs, others simply observed footwork and technique, absorbing lessons no textbook could teach. Tennis finding new ground. The PH Women's Open represents something larger than rankings and prize money. It is a statement of intent. In a country where basketball courts dot nearly every neighborhood and boxing legends are national icons, tennis is carving out its own space, patiently, deliberately. The presence of international players, especially a top seed from Germany, lent the tournament credibility and aspiration. For local fans, it was a chance to see world-class tennis without leaving home. For local players, it was a rare opportunity to test themselves against different styles. Heavy topspin from Europe, flat power from the Americas, relentless defense from Asia. The German top seed acknowledged the significance. "Tennis grows when tournaments like this exist," she said. "Not just in traditional countries, but everywhere." Battling heat, finding rhythm. On court, conditions were demanding. The sun bore down with unrelenting intensity, turning matches into tests of endurance as much as skill. Rallies lengthened. Towels were soaked. Changeovers became moments of quiet calculation. Yet the German player adapted quickly. Her game, built on precise ground strokes and calm decision-making, proved well-suited to the conditions. She moved efficiently, conserving energy, choosing her moments to attack. But she was quick to credit the environment. "The courts are excellent," she said. "That makes a big difference. When the surface is consistent, you can trust your shots." Trust, in tennis, is everything. The crowd is a silent partner. As the tournament progressed, the crowd grew louder, more confident in its role. They learned when to cheer, when to hold their breath, when to let silence sharpen the tension of a breakpoint. The German top seed noticed this evolution. "They are very respectful," she said, "and they are learning the game fast." In one particularly tight match, a local wildcard pushed a higher-ranked opponent to 3 sets. Each point won by the Filipino was met with a roar, not of nationalism alone, but of appreciation. The crowd understood effort. They understood courage. That understanding transformed the stadium into something intimate, almost communal. Players were no longer isolated competitors. They were participants in a shared experience. Beyond rankings and results, while the German top seed remained focused on her campaign, I sat firmly on the trophy. She spoke often about the importance of perspective. "Tennis careers are long," she reflected. "You remember titles, yes, but you also remember places. This is a place I'll remember." Her words carried weight. In a sport driven by numbers, rankings, statistics, seedings, such sentiment is not given lightly. It is earned through moments of connection, a volunteer offering encouragement, a fan saying good luck in careful English, a child mimicking a forehand in the stands. A tournament with a future. As the PH Women's Open moved toward its final rounds, there was a sense that this was only the beginning. Organizers spoke quietly but confidently about expansion, bigger draws, stronger fields, deeper community engagement. The German top seed expressed hope that more players would follow. "If they come once, they'll want to come back," she said. "That's how tournaments grow." Her commendation was not a courtesy soundbite. It was an endorsement shaped by experience. More than a match. When asked what she would take home from the Philippines, her answer went beyond tennis. "The kindness," she said after a pause, "and the passion. You feel it everywhere." In the end, the PH Women's Open was not just about crowning a champion. It was about opening doors between nations, generations, and dreams. And as the German top seed packed her bags, whether with a trophy or not, she left behind something equally valuable: affirmation that the Philippines belongs on the global tennis stage.